Like I'm about to say, do I have to pose real quick?
No, you don't have to pose.
All right, guys.
Okay. Hi, you guys.
Hi, everyone.
We back.
Took us long enough. We stopped.
What?
Y'all should scoot this like a
okay.
to me.
Oh, this is deep.
Hey guys, it's so good to see you.
We
You
on-
too. It's
we
been
on
forever.
YouTube.
I feel like
It has
this
been.
is our first YouTube.
Yes, I was like, we on YouTube. Hey.
Yes.
We was forced to come to YouTube.
Okay. we like official now. We like out there.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes. I'm really excited. So, if you followed us for any period of time, you know last time we tried to go live, it didn't work so well. It was on Instagram.
Yeah.
Shout out to the IG for keeping us for all the times they kept us, but this time around it didn't work out.
I'm gonna go.
So, for the sake of IG, though, we are going to keep this under an hour so we can post it.
Mm-hmm.
But we are going to talk about what we've been trying to talk about because clearly some been trying to block this here subject.
I don't know. It kind of feels like that. It feels like that.
Some been trying to block it.
Something been trying to block it.
Everything happens for a reason.
Clearly.
That week we had technical difficulties. The following week, y'all don't know this, but I was sick, so it's just been really difficult to try to talk about cycles for some reason. But we back, we healthy, and we ready.
Yes.
Yeah. So y'all want to get started on it?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do the thing.
Okay. So we're just gonna do it like we did last time.
Yeah, we're just gonna start from the jump, and
just
we're gonna just talk our way through.
Okay, so just to get started, what is your definition of a cycle? What would you define? How would you define a cycle?
My definition would have to be different this time.
You know the crazy part
I want it to be too.
I'm
My
like, I don't know if it's
definition-
gonna be the same.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, are we gonna do it the exact same way?
I don't think we can.
Because you had time to marinate on it.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing at the
Okay.
same time. But I think a cycle is what you make it. You're going around in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
You could be going back and forth. Repeating. It's a repetitive thing.
Mm-hmm.
A cycle. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay. Do you have a definition?
A cycle is literally just an endless circle.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like until you break the circle, until you decide to become a squiggle or a line, you just gonna constantly be stuck. It's literally like a stuck place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a cycle is like just a round and roundabout, like a merry-go-round. You can't get off until you
Right.
jump.
Yeah.
So like the thing is, so it's funny that you said that our definition will have to change because since the last time we talked, I added just like one little word to my definition, and you know, my definition was just like a series of repeated events, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to add a cognitive series of repeated events, like you know that is happening, but for some reason you still let it go in this cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically like kind
That's
of pulling
good.
off of yours, like it is what you make it. You know what's happening,
Yeah.
but for some reason you're staying in this same cycle of doing the same thing, watching the same thing, waiting for the same things to happen, things like that. So that's pretty much the definition. It is a course, a series of events that occur regularly and usually lead back to a starting point.
Mm-hmm.
So, like we said the last time, this might have changed. If it hasn't changed, that's fine. But what is the starting point of a cycle? Has that changed or is that still the same thing? Because mine hasn't changed.
Love, I don't even know.
Mine hasn't either.
I don't really think what I was.
Because mine, if you haven't
Yours
seen,
was compromised.
no, mine was
hers was
compromised.
Compromised?
Yeah,
Okay.
mine was compromised. Is the starting point of my cycle. And the reason I say this, this is for people who have not seen it, but most of the time we always talk about how to get out of a cycle. We in a cycle, how do we get out? But we never take the time to say, how did we get in this cycle?
Yes.
And I know in my life, compromising my morals, compromising my beliefs, compromising just my intuition has put me in different cycles in my life. So that would be my starting point for a lot of cycles.
Mm-hmm.
And you had said good intentions, I believe, or was that you?
I thought that was me.
Y'all had something similar.
It was something similar.
Y'all had something similar. you saw the best in people. You said you saw the best in people.
Yours is their
potential.
Potential.
And she said good intentions.
Yeah.
Is that,
it's very similar.
It's very similar. That's why I was like, something close. Would y'all say that's pretty much like the same? That hasn't really changed.
I would say mine is.
That's what y'all starting part was, right?
I mean, that's just pretty. I'm sorry, guys. I keep moving this mic because the blinking, I'm sure, is bothering somebody. But I want it to be where y'all can still hear us. So sorry, I'll leave it alone now. I'm happy now. I think you're right, though. I think it was potential for me.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who weren't here, quick recap: if you get a chance, if you want to actually see what the beginning was before the Instagram started coming out, it's on our page still. We didn't take it down, but it was potential because I usually can see the best in people, and that made me want to bring it out of them. But the lesson of what breaks the cycle is me accepting that people have to want it for themselves. I can't want it more for them than they want it for themselves.
Right.
So that was definitely mine, and still can be a thing that I can fall into if I'm not careful.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So
I low-key said that a thing that I added. Oh Lord.
Hello?
I'm so sorry, y'all. I got scared for a second. Where we at? Okay. I low-key said that I think another starting point just for people in general is just like sometimes you just have to make a decision or if you're gonna do this thing or not do this thing. Does that make sense? So like it's almost like a fork in the road where you have to make the decision, do I follow like my desire or do I follow what I know is I'm supposed to do? And so I said that choice, I wanted to put some little background context to it, but choice is the starting point for a lot of cycles too. Like, I came to a fork in the road. Like, do I follow what I feel like I want to do,
or what I know
I should do?
Yeah.
And so, like, when you make that bad choice or that unhealthy choice, then you find yourself in cycles that you don't need to be in.
But you know, sometimes it takes wisdom.
True.
Because my definition of wisdom is the application of knowledge, and so until you know something, it's hard to apply what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
And so until you've gained that knowledge and you apply it, okay, wisdom, until you have the wisdom to use, then you kind of have to, unfortunately, sometimes either see someone to gain the knowledge or go through it yourself to gain the knowledge.
Yeah. Sometimes you have the knowledge and still don't use it. So that's why it's
that's why it's
two
called
different
wisdom,
things. Yeah,
right? Because it's the application.
Yeah, I was about to say you can have. That's why I said like what I want to do and what I know to do, because you can have that knowledge all day, but if you don't choose to like use it,
be wise.
Yeah, if you don't choose to apply it, then there's no point. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you.
I feel like a cycle, you have to go through it at least once to go around it. I feel like
to understand
it,
yeah.
But it's up to us to grasp. But we have to grasp that first time around. But sometimes you want to act out of what you know you're supposed to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like what is supposed to happen. So you're supposed to go to school for 4 years, but you party all the time. So you end up going 4 more years. You know, you have people that's old as dirt that's been in school from freshman year on. And they still in there. That's a cycle. You get what I'm saying? Like
43 in the bar.
It's a cycle. You choose to keep going around that thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
So let me say this real quick. For all those who went back to school at their age.
Oh, we're not talking about that.
I'm not talking about going back. I'm talking about staying in.
We love you. Keep
longer
your
education. Way longer
and
than
then for our long-term learners, you know, if you got it to continue to be a long-term learner, that's one thing. But there's a balance and a healthiness to it. That's what we're trying to address. We're not trying to dog those.
We're not.
Because, you know, we got some lifetime learners out there. You got some folks that just,
and that's beautiful.
They're just always in school. They doing their thing, but they just like learning continuously. And so I you know, shouts out to them because y'all keep me employed. You know, I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
But
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's healthy. Going, you know, maybe even going back to school at an older age. That's beautiful. I would hope y'all know we talking about the people who came in at 22 and they still there at 30, and we like, Go start a family, because like at this point you just
you
just in it. Just
they there for the party.
You ain't doing nothing.
Those
like,
people I'm talking about.
Go start a family. Go
She's
start a career.
Specifically, the ones who aren't really doing nothing. They just in school, just stay in school, kind of thing. Not the ones
just to waste time.
Yeah, because there are some people. Everybody's situation. We just want to be clear what we're actually talking about. Because I don't want nobody to be like, well, I had such and such and such and such going on. What I'm is like, wait, hold up. Not you. We're trying to help those who need that little extra kick to say, hey, let's get this over with. Yeah. This is supposed to be a goal. Let's have an end game here. Okay? Right. So anyway, continue.
That's it. That's what I was saying. Like, so my two choices for like how we start our cycles most of the time is compromise and a choice. So moving on, we talked about this earlier again on our Instagram page, but about what does a cycle produce? Like, what is the result of being in a cycle? Sorry, I was about to say a relationship. Look, what is the result of being in a cycle, both positive and negative? Y'all have any
result of being?
I know cycle, growth. And negative. A positive one I chose is growth.
Yeah, growth, number one.
If you actually go through the cycle and gain knowledge and apply that knowledge,
that's experience.
That's growth.
Experience is growth.
So that's growth for me.
Well, it don't have to be growth though. So I say experience.
Yeah, experience.
Because everybody don't grow with experience.
I said you become self-aware as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully, these are positive things that can happen out of a cycle. You become more aware of yourself.
Yes. Prepared.
Yeah.
Maybe more disciplined.
Discipline. Yeah.
Maybe discipline can come from a cycle.
Mm-hmm. You could become a teacher. Teach people after you've gone through a cycle. So you have that wisdom.
Oh, you teach.
And you teach other people.
I thought you meant like, you said become a teacher. I was like,
not the professional.
I was like, oh, just
like, wait, a professional teacher?
Cycle? I was like, explain that one to me.
A mentor.
Okay, yeah, teaching. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mentor,
and I said that different opportunities can show up from being in a cycle. Mm-hmm. Positively.
Okay.
Negatively,
I was gonna hit the negative.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
On a negative note for cycles, I kind of hit it already, but stagnation.
Mm-hmm. I have that too.
Which for me, stagnation makes me just think of like high key death.
Because that's what it feels like, low key.
It is
because it brings up on like anxiety. Okay, like I ain't doing nothing with my life. Everybody else is excelling.
Like I literally think of, and so the crazy thing is like when I think of a swamp, I think of something beautiful.
Really,
there's some beautiful swamps.
Very much so. One of my favorite swamps.
You know what I mean? And so, but when and so originally I used to think of like swamp water because on the surface it looks like it's just sitting. But in actuality, swamps actually have a lot going on, right? So then I was like, well, I guess for me, stagnation is more like
quicksand, low key.
You know when you go to somebody's house and it's been raining and they have like little puddles of water, and then the mosquitoes coming out of it.
Stagnant water.
It's stagnant water. That's what that right there.
Yeah, that stank face.
That's what stagnation makes me think of now. It's just stagnant, just water that's building like mold and mosquitoes. Yeah. It's like nothing but sickness comes from it because mosquitoes like are the only thing that make me feel like I'm a prey. For real. Yeah. But it's just like it's like water, like standing water, stagnant water.
That makes sense.
That's the only thing I can think of to compare it. And stagnation, I'm sorry, stagnation is its own baby for me.
It is.
I can't with stagnation.
I feel you. I feel like the what I said was it feels like quicksand to me because when you get into a stagnant place, it almost feels like the more you try to struggle to get out of this place, the more you sink. And it's like a specific way or the way to get out of quicksand is to remain calm, and you have to do something very strategic. To get out of it. But like when we get into a stagnant place, we panic, and it's just like I gotta get out of here. Yeah, and it feels like quicksand to me. So that's my analogy for it, low key, because it's like the more you panic in it, the more it consumes you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so like you really have to stay calm and you have to be strategic, like you said. Another thing I wrote that it produces like stress and like I said, it brings on anxiety, depression,
bitterness.
All because
Envy.
you're in this stagnant place.
Ooh,
envy. Because you're seeing other people learn
succeed, but you keep going around
in the same circle.
Yeah.
Now you upset when you can just get out of it.
Yeah. I mean, you ain't just get out of it, but it takes a little bit of that the positive stuff.
Right.
Like you have to become self-aware. You have to start setting some goals, doing something.
But I'm thinking like if you're becoming envious, then you must have some awareness that you're in a cycle.
But some people don't know how to get out of cycles.
Right.
When they don't have the help.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Like, they feel like it's a stuck place. Like they feel like they're stuck. They feel like there's
and
nothing
they don't have the strategy to get out. I see it. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. It makes sense. I said it could produce heartache. That's when I was about to say relationships earlier. Mm-hmm. Heartache, missed opportunities because you're in that stagnant place. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big
And then I said poor health and just in general, both mentally, physically, and emotionally. That's everything I could think about a cycle can produce.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, very much so. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking about my life. Like I've been turning the mirror towards me. Mm-hmm. Like so much, y'all. I'm telling you, this quarantine is doing me good. Like it genuinely is doing me good. Like the unhealthy things that I've done, a cycle. You are raised to eat all your food, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you eat all your food. So that's what you do. Even if you're full, you eat your food.
Right.
And you end up like this. You know what I'm saying? But like, you keep learning. You don't know the proper way after a while. What?
I think she's trying to figure out how this is a cycle. But I was telling her, hold on, wait.
I'm trying to tell you.
She was like, you end up like this.
This. Me.
She did this.
Oh, I was like,
she was saying like.
But like you start out and you learn what you learn when you're young, right? Mm-hmm. Then you grow up with those same bad habits. Everything that you were taught ain't always right. Mm-hmm. And then you adapt your own lifestyle. So you keep going in this circle. Then you have other people like, come on, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's be active. And you're active, but you still go back to that same comfort zone because that's what you learned. Mm-hmm. And you keep going around and around and then you're just lost. So you're trying to act like you are not in that cycle, and you're trying to live a normal life, like a straight and narrow path. How you said the squiggly line or a straight line. You're trying to live as though you're that, but really in reality, you're going around in a circle still.
Mm-hmm.
So you need that help. Yeah, because you don't know. Like in the beginning of the podcast, the episode, the first one, asking questions. You don't know, but you're pretending. Right. So you're used to pretending and acting like you got it together. But then, like, for me, meeting with the dietitian, that was everything. It's like, really? You can do this? What? Like, I can make this way. I can do this. And it started out small. Like, the baby steps is everything. But realizing you need help. Realizing that, sometimes when you keep going around imagine like yarn or something, right? So you start out when you make a spool of yarn, it starts out a little string, then it goes around, then it goes around, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But that original string is in the middle. Wow. So it's so much under there, you're gonna need help getting all of that off. You know what I'm saying? To get back to
you
like
deep.
that. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
But
it's that string
the
in
truth. Yes.
You did.
But it's real. It's a real place.
My phone, please.
No, it's up there.
Oh,
appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I get it because I like that you said that because the reasons that we gave earlier were all like choices that we made. Were all things that we learned, like not learned, but choices. Like I said, compromise. You chose to see the best in people, right? You chose to see their potential, but cycles can happen because of what we learn, especially as a child. Yeah, you learn that like the way to show love is you beat up on somebody. Yeah, so that's what your friend they beat up on you. So you only pick friends who are like passive aggressive towards you because that's all you know.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
In an abusive home, and a lot of times people can put that over there because that's what you know. You know, but you don't have to. It's a choice.
Yeah.
Even though it's hard, you may need help. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You may need that help, but it's a choice to get that help.
Yeah.
It's a choice to fight that ancestral thing. It's a choice to fight against whatever it is that's holding you back and keeping you going around.
Right. So I got a question.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Why do you think it takes us so long to realize we're in a cycle?
Because we don't want to see it.
We don't want to see it?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that. I was like, because whatever reason that you got into that cycle, you keep convincing yourself like that it's
okay, that it's not there.
Like, yeah, you Lord. Like bad relationships that we keep ourselves in.
She said, I'm finna go
He's
there.
just a friend.
Oh, is he though?
He's just a friend.
I got one for you.
And she said,
I mean, I'm not gonna go back. He said, we gonna be okay.
No, I got one for you.
He know God.
There it is. I was
know
like, I mean,
I got a better one.
He said he'll go to church with me.
I got a better one. I mean, he's spiritual.
D, when I tell you, I'm so tired of seeing spiritual people.
Yes.
No, let me not say that. But like, I always ask. Yeah, but so let me not say that because I'm not trying to, talk about anybody's religion or what they believe. But I always ask, what does spiritual mean? Because that can mean that can mean something different.
There's a bunch
to
of different
everyone.
spirits out there.
You know what I mean? But yeah. That's
So
a
you
big
saying
one.
I'm spiritual, and I'm like, okay, well, elaborate. Well, I'm just spiritual, but
Mm-hmm.
so you can't even explain what
it is. Yeah,
it's one thing to me if you can explain it, and that's cool.
Yeah, and that's why I said I don't want to offend nobody.
If you can explain what you believe, it's what you believe.
Right.
But I'm just giving. That's like me being like, I'm red. What that mean?
What?
I'm just red.
I'm just red.
I just want to be red.
Okay. All right.
And it's not to say that anyone owes anyone an explanation, but if you're gonna be going around here saying it and you want people to be like you or follow you or whatever, you're gonna have to be able to explain that to someone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I digress.
And the only reason I said that I didn't like it because I'm like, that's very broad, right?
Yeah.
So I'm fitting your puzzle piece because you're just spiritual.
Right.
So I fit you and we're fine. But you try to fit my puzzle and it don't work because I'm not just spiritual, right? I'm under maybe a different umbrella or whatever, right?
And so because I'm sitting up here like, oh, he's spiritual, I'm letting it slide.
I'm letting stuff I don't like slide.
All these red flags busting me in the throat every day, and I'm just like, it's okay. He's spiritual.
Look, hold on. He emotionally abusing me, but he's spiritual.
He's emotionally abusive.
Yeah.
But he's spiritual.
But he's spiritual. But anyway,
the next step might be him actually hitting me. But hey, he's spiritual.
He loved me. That's
but
the reason why
me.
He did it.
Right.
And that's the thing. That's like that.
So
a lot of
we
times
make
those cycles
excuses.
start. A lot of times abuse starts because we make excuses
Mm-hmm.
or we're holding on to what we remember.
Right.
Yeah.
I know for me, that's what I did. I held on to what I remembered of the relationship, and because I kept feeling like it was going to get back there eventually, because I would get little pieces or hints of it, and it was like, yes, something to hold on to, and then I would just allow myself to get beat up because I could hold on to those pieces of happiness.
Ooh, that's
you're uncomfortable. The uncomfortable becomes your comfort zone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I was thinking about earlier, y'all? I was sitting at my desk and I was like, cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like, and I could be wrong. I'm not a scientist, but cyclones, right? A cyclone goes around and around like a tornado.
Mm-hmm.
Like a hurricane, they go around and around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every time it goes around, it picks up something else. It gains strength. It picks something else up. It gains strength, and it keeps going around and around. And in life, I feel like we tend to be okay with that uncomfortable place, and we allow things to just come around, and we become comfortable with the things that's picked up. It picks up debris. It picks up trash. It picks up dirt. What we picking up when we go around in these cycles?
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to break a cycle if you picking up and becoming comfortable with all of the stuff that's being picked up. You know what I'm saying?
You know the revelation I just got from what you just explained? You said that the cyclone will become stronger as it cycles.
It's hard to get out.
It's not even the same cycle, low key. Because this the 15th cycle, so it's got extra strength now.
That's real.
So it's harder than the first time it came around.
Yeah. And that sounds weird.
Oh, sorry.
It could be like different. You know, that's a negative thing. But what if you go through like, I was thinking about a washing machine. Mm-hmm. You know, the different cycles in a washing machine. You're filthy. You're dirty. It's a different cycle, right? You take your clothes off. You put them in a washing machine. You put the soap in. The water comes on. You start it. You know, you put it on whatever cycle you need to be in, or it needs to be in. My bad. And say it's perm press, whites, colors, all of this stuff, right? There's different cycles. That's for that particular thing that you put in the washing machine, right? The soap that's in there, the water, it penetrates the dirt, the clothes that you have, it lifts the dirt up, right? Then you put it in the rinse cycle and it takes out all of the stuff. Like it pulls it out the clothes even more and it lifts it. Then when it goes into the spin cycle, it takes all the remnants out. It takes all of it out. You're wet, but you're clean. You go in the dryer and you're dry and you could be used again. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? No.
I mean,
it's like the different cycles.
She's showing the different.
It can be a healthy thing, but what if you don't put no soap in there? What if you don't have something like you can try to clean yourself up? There's healthy cycles, meaning if I want to lose weight, my weight loss journey.
You low-key answered my question. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, if I want to lose weight, right? This journey is real for me. It's a real thing, and I think this is the most dedicated thing I'm doing for myself, you know, in my life. But it's like you have to pick up, instead of the bad things, bad cycles, you learn to pick up the good things. So if I choose vegetables over French fries or something like that, and I choose grilled over fried, I choose exercise over sitting all the time. It's like a cycle, but I have to keep going. I can't just go one time and expect for everything to be gone. So it's a healthy cycle. What you choose to do with yourself is what causes a cycle. It's a choice to stay in the negative one or a positive one.
Right. I
hope I'm making sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, you low-key like jumped ahead, like, but that's no. I was like, when I finally understood, I was like, oh, she in another question. That's what's up. But no, I said that a reason that it takes us so long to get out of cycles was a lack of change. You know, we talked about it before, where it's like, you know, it's insanity to keep doing the same thing but expecting a different result. And so we'll stay in cycles because there's no change. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We'll know that we're in a cycle, but like you said, we won't make the decisions to get up out of it. Like, for example, the weight loss. I know I need to lose weight, but if I'm constantly choosing the same unhealthy stuff and there's no change in my mindset, in my discipline, then you're going to stay in the same cycle. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you're not aware of yourself. Yeah. Even self-awareness. Like, if you don't even know that you're in a cycle, that sounds dangerous. It is. That's very dangerous.
Fear and comfortability is what keeps us in cycles.
That's good.
Fear of stepping out. Fear of the uncomfortable.
I think a change too, because like you said, you get comfortable in that cycle.
In your analogy of the hurricane, I thought about like how we were saying, you get used to you kind of get used to it all happening, and so like for me, like when I sleep, I have to hear a hum, right? So I have the fan on. I have the fan on when I sleep, and so when the fan goes off, I'm woke. I can hear everything in the house all of a sudden because it's too quiet. And I feel like people get like that, like in the hurricane, because they're used to the constant turmoil. It becomes a comfort thing.
Yes, that's
stillness, quiet.
That's when the damage comes.
That's low key. Sorry, it just made me remember something. When people are in damaging relationships, and they stay in them because that's all they know, to the point of when they get into a healthy relationship, they panic
and they almost start sabotaging.
Yes, they sabotage
because it's like, I don't know what to do.
And then it's like, you're always happy. Why are you always happy? They cause arguments because that's what they're used to, and it's just That's weird.
Because they're safe.
Yeah.
They're safe in the argument than they are in the silence.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's stuff like that. Like you get comfortable in
the chaos.
In the chaos, you get comfortable in that stuck place.
The chaos.
That's real. That's a real thing.
That's terrible.
That's scary.
But you know, that's also like how our brains work too. You have to be very careful your brain will figure out ways to protect you.
Yeah.
And that's a protection mechanism that's gone wrong.
Yeah.
So you have to reprogram yourself to say, no, I'm safe.
I'm safe.
This was toxic. This is safe. I'm supposed to be able to be happy.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be happy.
Yeah.
Not happy is when we need to talk this out and figure this out. Not happy does not equal
healthy
peace.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? But it's funny that you say that because I was watching a show with a friend of mine and something happened where the boyfriend went off was like helping a woman and then the girlfriend comes in, right? And she didn't know the woman. He had just met her. And my friend was like, oh, she really trusts this man. And I said, and she should. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and she should. It just hurts my feelings that our first initiative is to be like on guard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like on guard, hurt, aware. Like, don't get me wrong, that's a protection thing naturally. But he was just like, you know, basically, sorry, let me set it up. So you random woman, the dude was holding her arm like this, right? Joni walks in and she's the girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And so he was just, and then Joni, he turns to her, talks to Joni. Joni was like, okay, well, I'll leave you to help her. And she leaves. And he was like, she really trusts him. And I was like, and she should.
And she should.
You know what I'm saying?
Why shouldn't she?
Shouldn't she? That should be the question. Why shouldn't she?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to, that's crazy. We get into the cycle of like not trusting.
Yeah.
Like, no, not everybody's going to hurt you. Not everybody's supposed to hurt you. You're not supposed to be hurt every time.
Right.
Like, you should trust, you know, stuff like that.
Ooh,
yeah, that's getting deep. We gonna
rein it in.
Let me see. Sorry, I'm just reading my question because I think I low-key wrote kind of the same question twice. What makes... Oh, let me go to it because low-key, Joni kind of answered this. What do you guys think the intended purpose of a cycle was supposed to be?
To learn. To get experience.
Yeah. I said
to get to the next level, to gain that experience, to get to the next level, the new season in your life.
I said same thing. I said continuous growth was the intended purpose of a cycle.
Yeah.
I believe so. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at cycles in nature, there's most of the time there's only healthy cycles in nature.
It's a purpose.
Yeah, there's like a pruning, there's a taking away that happens.
Ooh,
then there's a growth.
But the thing about the cycles in nature is that they're not necessarily cycles like, they're not necessarily like circles. They're like springs.
I was trying to say earlier.
They're like swirls. They continue to grow. Oh, like if your first thing is just a circle, right?
It's a little loose.
And you don't stay here, it keeps going up.
Yeah.
So in nature, it keeps going up. Mm-hmm. And for us, the issue for us and the cycles we go through when they're negative is we stay right here. Yeah.
That's a real thing.
So I'm like, that's the difference. It was intended for you to go around, and then before you went through the same thing, you went up.
Go up. Wow, you preach.
Don't you think you have to kind of fight? Because if naturally you're supposed to go up like that, you got to force yourself.
Right, you got to go up a level, right?
Yeah, you have to. No. If you're staying in the same place, you got to force yourself to go back around again because the natural way that we're supposed to go is up.
Oh, wow.
We're forcing ourselves that uncomfortable place. We fighting through it. We just stay in that place
because if you look at every negative cycle, there was a force there. Like she said, there was an obvious. I see this red flag in my face, but I will ignore it.
I'm gonna push through.
Yeah,
I'm gonna push through and stay on the same level instead of stepping up and moving away.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Cycles.
Man.
I hate them. I was sitting there. I was like, I hate people that's consistent, but consistently inconsistent. I hate that. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that the most ironic thing?
Yes. But then I was looking like, am I consistently inconsistent in certain things?
Consistently inconsistent in a lot of things.
Yeah. And then I know
why I'm consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
I'm consistently inconsistent in things like driving the same route home, getting to the same place at the exact same time every day, I can't do it. I literally cannot do it. I used to have a stalker. So my brain will not let me do anything at the exact same time or the exact same way. Like routines, that's the exact same thing every day. I can't even work a job doing the exact same thing every day. Like I have to be doing something different. I have to have some type of inconsistency. Otherwise, my brain tells me like we're in danger.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, and it's just because, you know, at the time I had a routine. I kind of did everything the same time every day, the same way. And it shook my world. You know, when this person not only was stalking me, came in my house and I was asleep.
Oh my gosh. Are you for
I've been
real?
there. Ooh, I've been there.
Oh my gosh.
I hope he sees it too. Yo.
I'm like, I want to know what happened. We might talk about that later. That's crazy, but
yeah, and so it created a consistent inconsistency in me in that. But when it comes to being responsible or being reliable, I can be consistent in being reliable to someone.
I will say I am consistently inconsistent on calling people back.
Oh, I'm consistently inconsistent in
that.
Responding to text messages, all of that.
My mind will have every intention to call you back. Yeah. Then I'm like, you know, life happens. Then I'm just like, I get tired, and but then there are some times I'd be like, I'll call you back, and I have no intention on calling you back.
Don't do that.
It's real.
I'm gonna need y'all not to do that. Because at that point, you know you're lying.
No, technically you're not, because you're gonna call them back one time or another. That don't mean I'm gonna call you right back.
But she said I have no intention of calling you.
Sometimes it depends.
Yeah. But it's one thing if it's that day.
Most of the time, no, I didn't. Just that day, like you know how sometimes you're just trying to get somebody off the phone and they not taking a hint. So like, all right, I'm gonna have to call you back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So you just meant generically.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I'm like y'all don't be
not ghosting people.
No.
I'm just like, don't be around here low key lying.
No.
Just
but
be
most
honest.
of the time when I say I'm gonna call you back, I have every intention, but I just am inconsistent with it. I might call you back if I remember enough. I might not, because I didn't mess around and got busy.
Yeah. It's real. Yeah. I get really busy. I literally did that the other day by accident. I'm gonna call you back if you watching this.
They probably like,
I had every intention. To call back, but by the time I looked up again, it was another day.
And it'd be like that.
And so it was just like, wow.
And you'd be like, I didn't even realize you
and then
texted
it was
me
like
3 days ago, and I haven't even responded.
And it's like, you know what, and then it becomes I'm gonna get to it.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just like, I get
push it on back.
I feel you. So
sorry, did we answer your question?
They did. You said learning, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, then you said that we're supposed to be elevated to take it. Yeah, so we all said pretty much the same thing, which was growth. Yeah, they answered my question. So this pretty much the last question. That's all I have.
Cool. I can't see what we are on.
We're only at 37 minutes.
What's up with?
I mean, but it's okay. It's only because, you know, we kind of already visited this before. So we went a little faster.
And we normally are getting to talk to you guys.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
But we'll talk about that in a little while. Go ahead and do your last question.
My last question is it ain't nothing too crazy.
She let me brace myself.
She said, The last question is, we talked about healthy cycles, and obviously healthy cycles are okay. But if you know that you're in an unhealthy cycle, how do you break it? And this really is a question for y'all, because when I answered this question, when I saw this question, I was just like, I really don't know. How do we break unhealthy cycles?
There's a lot of answers to this.
So many answers.
Ooh. Baby steps first. Steps. You got to take it one step at a time. You didn't get in it overnight, so you're not going to get out of it overnight.
That's true.
Being realistic with yourself.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Yeah. Be real with yourself. Realize you got an issue. Realize that you're going through a cycle.
That's probably the
first Realize your flaws.
Yeah.
And don't focus on other people. Focus on you. Because you're in that cycle. Everybody else is not. Whether it be relationships.
They in their own cycles.
Yeah.
So
like you can be in a relationship, but you have to focus on you. A lot of times we focus on the other person, but we got our own cycle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
person you with in their own cycle. Yeah. So like, we out here doing this next to each other, worried about the other person's cycle. And I'm just like, worry about yourself. Yeah.
And experience the uncomfortable. If it's an uncomfortable 9 times out of 10, you need to go through that uncomfortable to get to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fight through the uncomfortable just to do the same thing over and over.
Ooh, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, be comfortable. Don't be comfortable. Well, let me see how to say it. Be comfortable being uncomfortable, but keep going through. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep going around.
But don't camp there.
Yeah. Like, here, for me, I'm in an uncomfortable place right now because it's like I'm realizing everything about myself. That's my prayer. Like, God, show me everything in me that's deep rooted that I didn't see, that's causing me to be the way that I am in the negative light. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I need to work on those things. Can't nobody else do it but me, because can't nobody else read my mind to tell me what I'm struggling with. So I need to be real with me, focus on those things, and then keep going. Be okay with being uncomfortable. Because if you're going to a new season, you know what I'm saying, in your life, you're going to a place you've never been. Be comfortable with learning that you have to be uncomfortable in order to grow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just don't stay in that same spot. Right. And learn to enjoy the lessons, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. Learn to enjoy life and the lessons that you're learning as you go along the way. And don't be selfish.
That degree coming out, because she done gave us every type of way to get out of the cycle, boy.
Oh, I was
oh, you got more. Add to it. I was about to say, add to it.
I was going to say, be willing to go through the pain that comes with it. Mm-hmm. Like, be willing to, I know a lot of people, I'll just use me. I'll use myself. For me, when I had to break away from certain people, it hurt.
Yes.
It hurts. Yes. But I had to be willing to face that pain, to face that hurt. I had to be willing to cry. Mm-hmm. And then I had to deny myself. Mm-hmm. You got to be willing to say, no, that's not good for us.
Yeah.
Yes, this hurts, but don't do it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, the more you begin to deny yourself, because, you know, we want this feels good, let's do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then the consequences are so much worse than that moment of feel good. And so it's
it's only a moment.
It's only a moment.
It's only instant gratification.
And if you can pass that moment is over. You ain't got to deal with the consequence.
And you know, low key, the moment that comes after it is bigger. The moment of like satisfaction of saying, I overcame that. Mm-hmm. Is so much more rewarding than the moment of instant gratification.
That's right. So denying yourself that instant gratification because in the moment you feel like you need it.
Boy, that need be.
Yeah.
That need be intense.
Yeah. Yes, but that's what breaks the cycle.
Right.
Because you feeling like you no longer need this person, like,
or need this, whatever it is. Like, you know, it don't even have to be relationships. Like, cravings for food.
Yeah.
What them cravings be intense.
Be real. But you know what? I will say, like, my husband and I, we did like it's not a biblical fast, but we did like a fast food fast.
Right.
And boy, I used to think I just needed to eat right then and there. When we went on that fast food fast and I had to go on the grocery store, I was like, you know what? I really wasn't that hungry.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to cook.
And you know what? I didn't want to cook, but you know what? I'm hungry, so I'm going to cook. And you know what? I'm really glad I cooked, because this was better than what they would have gave me anyway.
Yes.
And it's going to last me.
And it's going to last me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 30 minutes.
I can do this again.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just like that satisfaction was just so much more than that spending $10, $15 for everybody to eat that one time rather than spending in the store and we all eat for a couple days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was like, man, like, we got to do that more. We have to deny ourselves more to discipline ourselves. You have to deny yourself to discipline yourself because your body and your brain will tell you one thing, but you know what's best for you.
Right.
As far as that goes, sometimes we need a little help knowing what's best for us, but you can figure it out. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's my biggest thing is denial of self will break you out of a cycle. Mm-hmm. Like she said, being aware, and definitely sometimes going and being honest with someone else.
Yeah.
Like getting it out, talking it out loud.
Yeah. That
will help you break out of the cycle. I know for me,
I noticed we're low-key embarrassed to tell people we're in the cycle.
Well, it's not even that you're embarrassed. You're embarrassed to tell them your situation.
Yeah.
And it's like someone else tells you like, hey,
yeah,
you're in a situation. Like for someone to tell me that the guy that I was with was emotionally abusive, like abusive.
He loved me.
Not
He
even
that.
like I'm so bad to be abused. They're not to abuse me. It's like you're being emotionally abused. Is he doing this? Yeah. Is he doing that? I mean, a little.
And some people don't know what abuse,
is. That's
True.
low key the issue. Most people don't know what abuse is. Yeah, they're either used to it or just not like aware to it. Especially emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is hard to like
sneak up on you.
It's hard to see. Physical abuse is right there. It's a black bruise. It's a purple bruise on your arm. Emotional abuse, it's really hard to see because like you be in this umbrella, you wear these glasses of love, and you just kind of tell yourself, well, yeah, that was kind of hurtful, but I'm gonna move past.
But the thing for anyone, and if you're watching this, please hear me, that the one thing that can help you to identify where you are, if you could possibly maybe be one of the first steps to take, is can you rationally voice your viewpoint? Can you rationally voice your opinion without feeling like you're gonna get beat up for it,
girl?
Or without feeling like you're gonna be misunderstood? Like it's one thing when
eggshells,
you walking on eggshells, right? It's like you should be able to have an exchange, and both parties should be able to have an exchange. And it's like, if you feel like you can't even talk, you can't be yourself, you're afraid what this person might say or do, that's the beginning of something. You want to look into that and address that like immediately. Because that, I feel like a lot of it stems from this, you start to shut yourself down. And then it grows into a lot of other things that are being taken advantage of because you're afraid. You're afraid of their reaction. You're afraid if they might leave you. Whatever it is that your deep fear is of this person, especially Ay-shah has abandonment issues. So that's how I got. But like once I realized, like, no, I'm not gonna walk on eggshells. Like I should be able to say what I need to say, and like I'm learning. What you feel and what you do with your feelings,
it's yours.
That's you. I'm here to talk about it if you want, but you got to deal with you. I can't deal with you. I'm not a licensed professional counselor. You ain't paying me to help you. I can't help you.
Even if it's
you
your
gotta help you, right? You have to help you. I'm more than willing to talk with you and continue to talk till you work it out in you. But you got to work that out. I can't do it for you. And there's like learning that. So freeing. So freeing.
I think off of what you said earlier, you have to know yourself. Like you have to get to know yourself. Not what mama said, daddy said, not what your friends say you are, not what your pastor say you are.
Not even what you said that you were.
But you have to really truly know who you are and differentiate between your flesh and your true spirit, man.
Right.
Like you got to. You know what I'm saying? Because the flesh is going to want sex. The flesh is going to want food. The flesh is going to want all these things. But the emotional needs, the real true spiritual needs that you need, it should start on the inside and go on the out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have to really get to know yourself and the parts of yourself, the different parts of yourself. I think that's important.
Yeah. Which is why we talked about love and self-love. And
So
we're going to just hey,
real thing.
Learn what love is and love you.
And
if you don't know, we got some on that too. But that's all I had, y'all. That's it. So to wrap this up, we're gonna say like, follow, share,
subscribe. We're on YouTube.
We're on all of it.
So like, subscribe. If you do not follow us on our Instagram, it is _UYOU got a point.
I think we're gonna put it in the
We're gonna put it in there. Follow
in
us on Facebook. That is You Got a Point as well, without an underscore. Actually, no, it's not, huh?
No, it is. They won't let us put it on there.
Oh, okay. Yes, it is. Okay, and yeah. So
and then here on YouTube.
And so, since we don't have a chance to talk to you guys live like we've been doing, please go follow our discussion on our Facebook called Y-Gap Discussion.
Yes, Y-Gap Discussion.
Yes, please go add that and follow us on that and talk to us there because we're gonna miss you guys.
Yes,
talk to us there, please.
We'll turn on the comments in the YouTube. Please be nice, be kind. Because if not, you're going to get deleted. I'm just going to let you know now.
Oh, she ready. She said, I'm going to delete you.
Well, because at the end of the day, this is for discussion, right?
Yeah.
And so no one's here to bash anyone.
Yeah.
The reason we do this is not for bashing. We do this out of love and to give people a safe place. And if you're not going to be a part of that, then you can scoot to the side until you're ready. And we'll welcome you when you're ready. But
everything else
is, talk to us.
Comment
wherever you see this,
whatever.
comment, share. Tell your friends, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and we'll be back.
We're here every other Friday. Yeah, we're here every
Friday
other
after
Friday.
next. Yeah, okay.
So we're gonna post this early because we owe y'all. We miss y'all.
Yeah.
So
we do know.
let me get a date on this. So not.
Let's see what I was thinking about.
Yeah. Because we don't. We do every other Friday.
Mm-hmm.
This one is just behind, so we're gonna post this one ASAP. So not Friday the 28th, but. Wow, September.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm. So not Friday the 24th.
Do you guys know?
Not Friday the 24th.
The 4th, September 4th?
Yes, September 4th. I went to the wrong month.
No.
That's October.
Not September 4th.
Oh,
it'd be 11th.
September 4th.
It'd be the 11th.
It's the 28th.
Yeah.
It's going to be the 4th.
You want to come back on the 4th?
We were supposed to go live this Friday?
Yeah, we were.
We were supposed to go last Friday.
We're only doing that to make up for the Friday before.
But I thought we were putting this.
I don't know.
For Friday.
We'll talk
We
about
gonna bring that
We're gonna put some flyers up for y'all. We're gonna put the flyers up for y'all. We'll figure it out. But anyway, we love y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. Continue to be better.
Yeah. Do you guys still want to pray?
Yes.
Yes, we pray.
Y'all want to pray? I'll let. I'm not gonna pray.
All right, I'll go. So call down on the fly. Precious Lord and Heavenly Father God, we thank you for allowing us to come and share this information with others. We thank you that you are yet with us all the time, speaking through us and to people, Father. We ask that any of those who needed this, that this would touch their hearts, oh Father. And then anyone who comes across this, that it would touch their heart, that it would cause change, that it would cause them to level up, oh Father, out of the last place into the next place that you have for them, and that they would grow and flourish and blossom into who you created them to be, Lord. And we bless you and we thank you. We give your name the glory, the honor, and the praise in Jesus' name.
Amen.
All right. Love y'all.
Love you.
Bye. Bye, you guys.
Bye.